Life is full of twists and turns. Life is full of twists and turns. Twist and turn, twist and turns. We are the children of God. Twist and turns, twist and turns. Life is full of twists and turns. Smadu.
Hello children, I'm Teacher Grace. In our English lesson today, we are going to read a story of the lazy hare. The lazy hare. But before we start our lesson, I want us to sing a song of the story. We are reading a story. Hell is there, the lazy hare. We are reading a story. The lazy hare, the lazy hare. We are reading a story and answer the questions. Now today we are going to read the story about the lazy hare. And I want us to read the story from the textbook. And the page you are reading is page 137, The Lazy Hare. You listen very carefully, then we'll answer question from the story. Hare was clever but lazy. He liked to trick the other animals. He would pretend to be sick. The animals would visit him at home and bring him carrots and cabbages. One day, the animals found out that Hare was not sick. They were unhappy because Hare tricked them. We knew you were lying. We will not visit you again because you pretended to be sick, Lion said. Hare went home, but nobody could come and bring any food. After a few days, he was thin because the food was finished. I am hungry. I must get some food, Hare said. He went to a farm and worked. The farmer gave him food. Hare promised never to lie again. I repeat the story. The story is about the lazy hare. The hare was clever but lazy. He liked to trick the other animals. He would pretend to be sick. The animals would visit him at home and bring him carrots and cabbages. One day, the animals found out that Hare was not sick. They were unhappy because Hare tricked them. We know you are lying. We will not visit you again because you pretended to be sick, Lion said. Hare went home, but nobody came to bring any food. A few days he was thin because the food was finished. I am hungry. I must get some food, Hare said. He went to a farm and worked. The farmer gave him food. He promised never to lie again. Now, that is the story of Hare. Hare was lazy, and he was pretending that he is sick. And he used to tell his friends that he is sick so that they can bring him food. So they used to bring Hare food, the cabbages and the carrots. So one day they knew that Hare was lying to them, and they were very annoyed because Hare tricked them for being sick, but he was not sick. And from that day, they decided they will never bring food to the Hare. And Hare stayed at home, and he became thin because he didn't have food to eat. And when he saw that his friend was not bringing food, he decided to go and work. When he went and worked, he got food. And from that day, he said that he will never lie again. Even as children, we are not supposed to lie, because when you lie, lying is bad. We are supposed to say the truth. Now, from the story of Hare, I want us to answer the question. Now, why did Hare like tricking animals? Number one, why did Hare liked? Why did Hare like tricking? Why did Hare like tricking animals? Question mark. Why did Hare like tricking animals? Why? Because he was lazy. That's why he tricked animals that he's sick so that he can be given food. So why did Hare like tricking animals? Because he was lazy. Because he was lazy. That's why he tricked animals that he is sick. Because he was lazy. Now, why were the animals unhappy? Why were the animals unhappy? Why were the animals unhappy? From the story we have learned, why were the animals unhappy? Because Hare tricked them. That's why they were unhappy. Because Hare tricked them. That's why they were unhappy. They were unhappy because Hare tricked them. Question number 3. Where did Hare go to work? Where did Hare go to work? Where did Hare go to work? Question mark. Where did Hare go to work? Hare went to the farm. Hare went to the farm to work. Hare went to the farm. Farm to work. Hare went to the farm to work so that he can get food. What lesson do you learn from the story? What lesson do you learn from the story? What lesson do you learn from the story? From the story we have learned about the lazy lion. We learned that lying is bad. So we should not lie. We should not lie. Because lying is bad. We should not lie. What was the story about? What was the story about? Question mark. What was the story about? The story was about the lazy hare. The lazy hare. The story was about the lazy hare. That is how you're supposed to answer the questions from the story we have learned. Why did Hare like tricking animals? Because he was lazy. That's why he liked to trick animals so that the other animals can bring them food. Why were the animals unhappy? Because Hare tricked them that he is sick, but he was not sick. Where did Hare go to work? Hare went to the farm to work so that he can get what? He can get food. What lesson do you learn from the story? We should not lie. We should not lie. What was the story about? The story was about the lazy hare. I know you have understood how you're supposed to answer the questions, and I wish you all the best. As you read the stories, be answering the questions, and that is the end of our lesson. Until next time, bye-bye for now.